What's up, peoples? It's Gendo here, and welcome back to a Chicago Fire Matchday vlog, where today the Fire are going to play host to the Philadelphia Union. Side note, before I get into that, I was going to be doing a vlog for the NYCFC match, but unfortunately, when I got to the stadium, my camera ran out of battery. So, not a problem this time around. My camera is fully charged, and we will get ourselves a matchday vlog today. Now, back into it. Philadelphia Union have been struggling as they're currently 8th place in the Eastern Conference, 2 points behind the Chicago Fire, but still out of playoff spots. And to be honest with you, it all comes from the people up front. David Accam, who of course was with the Fire last year, CJ Sapong, and Jay Simpson have not been helping the team out whatsoever. Between the three of them this season, they've only got 2 goals and 1 assist combined between the 3 people. So most of them, if not all of them, are pretty much on the outs. They're bench players at this point in time, and their leading goal scorer and leading assister is a player by the name of Bork Dochko. I think he's Czech or Croatian, one of the two, but he's got 5 goals, 6 assists this season. He is a winger, which means that I have no idea who their main man up front is. If we mark out Bork, then we got ourselves a match, and I think that we can come away with a win. Now, Fire news, breaking news on top of that. Alexander Katai has signed a permanent deal from Alaves. He's going to be with us until the end of next season. This year it is a targeted allocation money type of transfer, which means that he's not a designated player. Any money that we have in targeted allocation drops his contract down so that he could just be a regular player. But next year's contract will then become a designated player contract, which means that we have 3 overage designated players, and that is not allowed by MLS rules. We need to have only 2 over the age of 24 and 1 under if we're going to have 3 designated players, which means that Nikolic or Bastian or both will be out of a job by next season. I think it's going to be Bastian at this point in time. But to rectify that, the Fire are trying to actively go after a young Polish winger by the name of Przemysław Frankowski, who plays for Jagiellonia out there in Poland. He's a young 22-year-old winger, decently fast, decently technical. I don't know if it'll solve all of our problems, but if we bring him in, more than likely that's going to see Lucho Solniak out of a job as well, because right now we're skirting near the top of our limits on international players as well. So obviously a lot of shuffling that needs to be done to try and make this team legal, firstly, and secondly competitive, so that we can try and get into the playoffs this season as well as next season and beyond. Now, what are my predictions with all that? Well, Chicago Fire, I think that they still have the ability with Nico, with Katai, with that midfield of Dax and Bastian to overwhelm this Philadelphia Union side. Yes, we lost to Philadelphia when we last played them, but it was a close loss. I think it will be this time a close win here at home. I think we're going to come away 2-1 victors. So, that being said, let's go out to Toyota Park and see how these boys do.
They got a lot of young guys, but that helps.
They won't involve the fucking thing, you know.
Come on, Nico. Nikolic with the penalty. Just like that right before halftime. It's 2-1 Philly. And kickoff. Come on, boys! It's all tied up at 2 apiece. And this is why we need to get rid of Sanchez. He just spilled it and gave it to Philly.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
I can't believe it! Philadelphia gets one right on the restart. And Philadelphia are gonna win. Oh my God. 3 minutes of stop time and added on. We are into the 6th minute of stoppage time. After the Fire got a goal and Philadelphia advance, this is the last kick of the game. A free kick right outside the box. Can we equalize? And that's got to be it.
You know, my reaction for the season, it really can't get any lower than what it is right now. It's gone past the rage part. It's gone past the anger, and it's now fallen upon apathy, because at this point in time, I just really don't care, because the Chicago Fire are giving me no reason to connect with them. The Chicago Fire are giving me no reason for me to get any sort of confidence with them that they can go out and win a match. You take a look at the goalkeeper, Richard Sanchez, once again having a shocking day in front of nets where 2 of those goals were directly his fault. It's like he has Crisco on his gloves. He can't really hold on to a ball worth a damn to save his life, so immediately get him out of the squad. The back line, once again, in ventures in defense where we seem to lose everybody, especially down the wings. We can't mark anybody. We can't close anybody down. Get a whole new back line. Midfield, Bastion and Dax, they're over the hill when it comes to age in playing football, over the age of 30. Chani, I mean, there really is no need for him. There's no reason for him to be out there on the pitch. Bronico, at least he's shown a little bit of fight. Who do we have out there on the wings? Diego Campos? That's right, when we had an injury, Diego Campos had to drop back, and then we brought on Elliot Collier. Both of them looked pretty mediocre out there on the day. Nikolic, outside that penalty kick, he looked very mediocre as well. You only have the one guy on the team that is being constantly good, is making constant plays, and that is Alexander Katai. Funnily enough, they just recently bought him, and, well, it looks like buying him is their thought process of trying to do well for the future, because they sure as hell are not looking good to do well right now. The transfer window has officially opened, ladies and gentlemen, and the Chicago Fire need to clean house. It is very apparent that the entire back line, the goalkeeping situation, maybe even some midfielders in there as well, need to do with replacing, because at this point in time, this is not a team that is worthy of playing in the playoffs, not even sneaking into 6th place. This is not a team that is expected to go far this season, even make the playoffs, even though all you did was change a couple of pieces around from last season. A season that you finished in 3rd place in all of MLS. and all of a sudden you go back to being the Chicago Tire Fire of old, or Trash Fire, or whatever fire analogy that you've used in the past, in magazines, in newspaper articles, because I've seen them all. This team has reverted back to 2015. Last place team that just cannot gel, cannot do anything, both forwards and backwards. And in all honesty, there really isn't any confidence in me that Veljko Paunovic, his coaching staff, Andrew Hoffman, and the higher-ups are willing to do anything about it. Yeah, there are some detractors in there that say, oh, look what he did recently. Yeah, Alexander Katai, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Nemanja Nikolic, that's great. That's great. But you take a look at the 7 years prior of what Andrew Hoffman did. One playoff appearance since that time. So I would like to officially have a point of contention and an open letter to Andrew Hoffman. Dear Andrew Hoffman, spend money on the Fire or leave. And in fact, this also goes to Nelson Rodriguez, because Nelson Rodriguez, it looks like he's going to be sending the Fire up the river, just like he did to Chivas USA. Nelson Rodriguez, spend money on the Fire or leave, because we don't want you to bankrupt and absolutely fold a club like the Chicago Fire like you did to Chivas USA because of your poor management, because of your absolute negligence when it comes to both front office issues, player personnel issues, and fan attendee issues as well. We don't need you. So please, somebody, take this team over. Figure out what to do with it. Otherwise, this Chicago Fire team is just going to be absolutely petering away the rest of the season, just meandering about, and at the end of it all, it's just going to end up trophyless. It's going to end up with us not even in the playoffs. That's all I'm going to say. Well, next week, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be absolute vlogamania. There are going to be 3 vlogs. Next week, Wednesday, we got ourselves that U.S. Open Cup quarterfinal match. It's going to be taking place at home, taking on Louisville City FC, who are the current leaders of the USL, so they're definitely not going to be a team to take lightly. Then on Friday, I'm going out to the International Champions Cup out at Soldier Field, where it's going to be Man City taking on Dortmund. And obviously, I really want to go see Dortmund because I want to see my young guy, Christian Pulisic, see how he does, even if it's just friendly. But still, I want to see how he plays. And then the following day, that Saturday, it's the Chicago Fire versus Toronto FC, who still surprising that they're hitting hard times this season, especially after that Champions League final appearance earlier this season. Toronto FC still down in the basement of the Eastern Conference. So it's going to be a lot of vlogs next week. Hope you guys are up for it. I hope I'm up for it too, because I really can't stand 2 back-to-back bad Chicago Fire performances, much less 3. If in fact it comes down to that. So hope to see you guys next week. Take care, peace out. Hope you had yourself an enjoyable another Chicago Fire vlog, and I hope to see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.